Introducing aPriori.
Yeah, I think one of the critical processes that changed for us was really, it was lesser about the design engineer did the design, sourcing went out to market and took their 4 to 6 week slow process that slows everyone down. Packaging did their thing, logistics did their thing, and then you got together again cross-functionally and sourced it. I do, by the way, Alstom, I'm disappointed. I thought we were one of the first to do zero RFQ. No offense, Alstom, but we were going down that path as well. But I think that is a critical factor going forward. As the design is iterating, you're doing your should cost modeling, you're doing your DFAs, DFMs, and you're designed for sustainability and designed for supply chain. Working with a supplier and nurturing a relationship. Look, we were very good at negotiating costs. It became a very new thing for me and my team, a new element to negotiate allocations, right? So you think back to, I've got a relationship, I'm either nurturing the relationship or I'm teetering on a potential bad relationship. When it came to some of the critical components and wiring harnesses, such as terminals and et cetera, and the PCBA boards with chips, and then having to understand all the way back to lead frames, all the way back to wafers and et cetera, those customers we were doing supplier relationship management, they were all doing customer relationship management. So where did we fall in the segmentation? So a process that changed that I was driving was nurture the existing relationships. If they're coming in and asking for a price increase, traditionally, right, we're sourcing, we beat them over the head, we get them down, and they're teetering on profitability or not. Nurture the relationships, because it's a game of, in some categories, it's still a game of allocation, not necessarily a price reduction in negotiation, but the total value chain and the costs that are driving to get the part there. It's lesser about reducing the piece price now, and it's more about the total landed cost and total cost of ownership.
Great. You talked about those process changes. I think Tristan talked about it too from an engineering perspective, about how do you get design engineers to change their process. As you looked at some of the things you've just talked about, how do you get the procurement side, the sourcing side, the supply chain side to change their process?
Yeah, I like to sometimes call it culture hacks too, but and intentionally doing some culture hacks. But what I would say is a lot of the engineers over the last couple of years were so busy in looking at alternatives and substitutes and validating those substitutes. Again, don't ever let a good crisis go to waste, right? So how do you prevent them from forcing them to do that again? So leverage the two of what they currently did, which Tristan talked about, but also this, you don't want to have to go through and revalidate, find a substitute or an alternative. That, in my opinion, is a lot of wasted time. So how do you bridge that into more of, let's take a variation of an existing part to create a new part, fit, form, or function, and how do you leverage more of your PLM, your parts library, to use existing parts, carryover parts, variants of an existing part versus designing something new. I think then you can also influence them with identifying, hey, you're going down this design path. Did you know you're adding $1, you're adding $5? There's a lesser, more value-added way of approaching the design.
Yeah, so I think as we were working on this, we saw this information come up, and I think, Rob, what you're talking to is, going through this change of really being a tactical organization that's driving efficient processes.
aPriori, making profitability and sustainability a reality for a better world.